You are listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. You probably can't hear her purring, but sitting in my lap right now is the cat who never got a proper name. You know, I have that personal rule where I don't name Fosters because I get too attached to them. So I try not to name them, but I had her for so long, I just called her White Cat. And that's what I still call her, White Kitty, or sometimes Mama Cat. She had a bunch of kittens. They all got adopted, but whenever anyone would come over to look at her, like forget taking her to an adoption fair, she did not show well. So people would come over to the house to see her, and she would act like she was the worst cat ever. Like no one would ever want to take this girl home. She was a super freak. And as soon as they left, she was fine. She just really didn't want to go anywhere. So here she is in my lap purring, but I don't think you can hear. You know what I wanted to talk about today? It's a routine. I know I've talked about this before, but this is such an easy one to forget that I wanted to mention it again. And that's about when you're not sure what to do. When you find yourself in that routine of trying to figure things out, you know, like you're looking at different options and you're analyzing which alternatives are going to work better, but you're still not really sure how to proceed. Oh my gosh, that's our cue to end that routine and instead invest our energy to put our focus on alignment, on being what we want or feeling what we prefer. Because when we're solidly coming from the place of what we want, the way there, it becomes obvious. It's clear. It's inspired. We feel called to the next action that will pull us along that path. We don't have to wonder about what it is. It just becomes obvious. So when we're not sure what to do, the answer is to practice your end result a little better. Because once you're there, the rest becomes super clear. Like when I'm spinning my wheels and I'm not feeling called to anything in particular, I'm like, what should I be doing? Nothing's really drawing me to it. That's my cue to check in with myself about who I'm being right now, because whoever I'm being, that dictates what's happening next. So if I'm being the person who's trying to get there, or if I'm being someone who thinks she has to figure it out on her own, or if I'm being frustrated about where I'm at or locked onto this present version of reality, if I'm being that person, I'm not going to get called along on the path to success. I'm just going to get more of the same, whatever I pick up, because that's what law of attraction does. It just continues whatever momentum I've got flowing. On the other hand, when I'm being a savvy creator, and I'm practicing what I want, when I'm being the person who already got what she wanted, or I'm feeling satisfied and delighted about where I'm at and maybe celebrating an amazing life and happy about what's ahead. When I'm being that person, it's like all the other possibilities I was considering, they fade into the background and one thing lights up, one path lights up. It's sort of like when I'm just doing the Muggle routine of paying attention to what's here right now and focusing on what I don't like about it or wondering what I got to do to make it change. When I'm in that routine, it's kind of like I just have this visual of these different dishes laid out in front of me. They're all in the same bowl and they're all like mush. It's not super appealing. I like oatmeal. I can't say oatmeal, but like mush. I've never had mush. I don't know. Maybe it's really good. But it's like everything I'm looking at is just kind of bland and not really appealing. But I'm trying to pick one because I know I'm supposed to be doing something. So I'm looking at all these things, all these bowls of mush, wondering which one do I eat first? Like there's going to be an answer there and picking the right one. This is not the routine that serves us. On the other hand, when I plug into the version of me who is living what she wanted, right? I'm coming from the happy ending instead of trying to get there. That's like it transforms all those bland bowls of mush into very clear yeses and nos. Like everything might have looked like the same boring thing before, but once I get aligned, those dishes, all of a sudden they look totally different. And one of them is a clear winner. Maybe a couple of them, but I only have to pick one. I don't have to eat them all. It's like, okay, one of them, okay, that's clearly a plate of mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms, not eating that. No on the raw fish, that is not for me. No on the broccoli, also not for me. But man, when they show me the fruit medley, oh, all of a sudden it's not bowls of mush anymore. They're very clearly distinguishable and I can see what's for me. So it's like, no wonder I didn't know what to do before when I couldn't tell the difference between them because I wasn't plugged into what I wanted. Once I am being that person, though, once I'm activating the frequency of my desire, or however you want to word that, once I'm being the girl who got what she wanted, even if all that is just feeling happy, then my inner guidance has something to work with. It knows the way there, and it calls me there via whatever appeals most. For me, a fruit medley would do it. So what I'm saying is, if you're not feeling called through your day in a joyful, inspired, clear way, if you find yourself trying to figure it out on your own, like sometimes we do it, like when we're working on business, some people might wonder, do I need to update my website, or should I be working on my social media, or do I need to do some interviews or repackage a product or whatever? Or it could happen in dating life. Should I be giving these prospects a better chance? I'm like, am I saying no to, do I need to change my profile or my filtering process? Or do I know a friend who knows someone they should be introducing to? We know we're trying to figure it out, or we do it sometimes when we're trying to get healthy. So wondering, should we make changes in our diet, or should we be more active, or do we just need to address this some other way once and for all? When we aren't sure what to do, it's often because we're not plugged in. We're not aligned with what we want, because once we're there, it becomes clear what's next. Something will appeal. Something will sound like a good time or feel fun, or even just offer relief. So if you find yourself trying to figure it out on your own, and maybe it feels like you got to motivate yourself to eat that bowl of mush, guess what? That routine doesn't work nearly as well as when you activate the vibration of what you want. Once you are plugged in or lined up with what you want, then you look at your options, you will see things differently. You might find there aren't any bowls of mush anywhere. In fact, it might not even be a fruit medley. It might be like some rainbow pony is calling you from somewhere you weren't even looking before, saying, let's go for a ride. I don't know. That's the beautiful thing about this routine, is that you can't really predict in advance what it's going to be, because you don't know. Your inner guidance, your inner being, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, that wisdom within, it knows the best way there. So all you have to do is practice being what you want. Practice feeling it as if it were done. And then let that inner guidance show you the way. Remember, guidance is just whatever sounds the most fun, or whatever offers relief. Whatever feels good. That's our inner guidance saying, this way to your best success. You know who's really good at that routine? Harvey, my 4.5-month-old puppy. That's how he goes through his entire day. It's just one fun thing after another until nap time. Then he sleeps. Then he wakes up, and his first thought, I guarantee you, his first thought is, hey, what fun stuff is going on? He looks around. Oh, Kitty's having a nap in the sun. Oh, let me chew on your head, Kitty. Oh, you want to play hide and seek, Kitty? Okay, tag, you're it. They literally play chase with each other. It is so cute. And then he's finding a treat to chew on, and then a squeaky toy to throw in the air, and then a neighbor dog comes over to visit that he goes to play with, or he finds horse manure to roll in, or a hole to dig in, or a UPS guy. I mean, it's just one fun thing after another. It's his entire day till he gets tired. That's when he jumps on the couch for a nap, and then he starts the whole routine all over again. I mean, sometimes I could barely make him eat. He's all about just having fun. I guess food isn't fun enough for him. But that's actually how it was meant to be for us too. One fun thing after another. Not trying to figure out how to get to the reward at the end of a long, hard trail. I'm laughing because there's a song it's the theme song to Justified. How does it go? I can't remember what it is. I like the song, but it's not it's how most people live life. It's just one challenge, one difficult thing after another, hoping that there's going to be a happy ending. And as Abraham tells us, unhappy journeys do not have happy endings. So the way this really works is that walking the trail itself is the reward when we're doing what we like. And that's what takes us to amazing places of dreams come true. And if you're like many conscious creators, this routine can be easy to forget when everyone around us seems to be doing it differently, struggling their way there, trying to figure it out on their own, strategizing about what to do. So my best answer for anyone who's in that routine is invite Harvey over. He'll show you the ropes. No, seriously, my best suggestion is first check in on what energy you're flowing. You'll probably have room for improvement on it. And that's when you'll want to practice being what you want. Whether it's the person who's living out the romance of a lifetime, or the girl who's doing amazing things with their business, or the guy who's enjoying a supreme level of health and vitality, whatever it is that you want, practice tuning to that frequency first, and then look around for what sounds fun. I promise you, that routine will not fail you. I know that's not how most of us were raised, the way that it works. You might have to manage some gremlins who kick up a fuss when you try to engage your day that way. They'll tell you that's a dangerous way to do life, but you know better. You know how our system works. You know how to lead the way with the approach to life that works better than what most of us were taught when we were younger. So the next time you kind of feel like you're not super enthusiastic about what you've got ahead of you, or you're wondering what you should be doing, check in on who you're being, practice feeling it from the end result, and then I think you'll notice your options are going to feel a lot different after that. Just go with whatever feels best. And I want to hear what happens when you do that. Thanks for listening, and happy manifesting, everyone.